Hello, AP Stat again. We are on example 17, which is our second Ogive example. So let's see what we have here. This Ogive shows us the GPA for a group of freshman college students at a local university. Groovy. And as I stated in the video explaining ogives, of course, we have our cumulative proportion over here. So we start at 0 and we're going all the way up to 100% or 1.0. And then down here we've got grade point average. Groovy. All right, so let's just go ahead and start here. I'm going to switch to a brighter color so you can see it better on the graph. Number 1, what is the median grade point average? The median. Well, remember we talked in the other example about how this has to do with the box plot. So the median would be the 50%, and that's right here. So I'm going to draw my line all the way over to my graph, drop it down. Okay, this is critical. Pay attention. Notice that there are 1, 2, 3. I can count. There are 4 marks between 2 and 3. So if you will notice, each of these is a value of 0.2. So this right here is 2, so this would be 2.2. This would be 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, etc. I know it's hard to read that. I'm sorry. So this line drops down at 2.4. So the median grade point average would be 2.4. All right, now part 2, what is the first quartile? Well, remember the first quartile is the 25th percentile. So if we go to 25 over here, well, here's 0.2, so 0.25 is going to be halfway between 0.2 and 0.3. So be careful and pay attention to that. So I'm going to draw this over to my graph, drop it down. I'm at 1 space over from 2 to the left, so that would give me 1.8. Okay. Now, number 3, let's switch colors here so we can see what's going on. Okay, so part 3, what is the third quartile? So remember, that would be right here, so that's 75 percentile. So I'm going to go up here to 0.75, and that's halfway between 0.7 and 0.8. All the way over to my graph, drop this down. That would be 2.8. So 2.8. And then number 4 says using Q3 and Q1, what is the IQR? Well, remember the IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So this is going to be 2.8 minus 1.8, which would be 1. All right, now on number 5, approximately what proportion of students have a GPA between 2 and 2.5? So in order for this to be less convoluted, I am going to erase all my marks here so that I can see what's going on. Okay, let's use green. Okay, so we're looking at the proportion of students between 2 and 2.5. All right, so 2 is right here, and 2.5 is going to be smack dab in the middle. I did not do a great job drawing that to the middle, but that's okay. So there to there. So that's this right here. Okay, so 2 is at 30%. And 2.5 is at about 55%. So the proportion of students that have between 2 and 2.5, that would be approximately 25%, because you're just looking at this space right here. Are you with me? So from 0.3 to 0.55, if I subtracted 0.3 from 0.55, I'd have 25%. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Is there a greater increase in the proportion of students from a GPA or with a GPA from 1 to 2 or from 2 to 3? Explain how you know. Okay, so from 1 to 2, so 1 to 2, we have an increase from about 0.08 to 0.3. So we have an increase of 0.22. And then from 2 to 3, so 2 is right here, so that's from 0.3 to 0.75 roughly. So that's an increase of 0.45. So clearly, the greater increase because remember, it's still about communication. The greater increase is from 2 to 3. Explain how you know. Well, the greater increase is from 2 to 3 because the graph increases or becomes steeper between those values. And I should have written in here, the greater increases from 2 to 3 because the graph increases more, between these values. God, my handwriting is horrible. Then between 1 and 2. Okay, so that is going to be your answer. So enjoy your homework. Hey, have a great time.